Welcome to From the Pastor's Kitchen, where I get to share with you two of my greatest passions, my love for Christ and cooking. Hey, I'm in Downers Grove today in my sister-in-law's kitchen. It's a fabulous kitchen, and I get the opportunity to share with you all from this space where I am vacationing. So I am with my sisters today. My sister Felicia, my sister Michelle, and my wonderful niece Crystal. Come on by, everybody, and let's say hello to them. And we don't want to forget Carter. That's Felicia. Here comes Crystal and Carter. Wave at them, Carter. And here comes my sister. Yeah, we are all in the kitchen today, and I am making a veggie frittata. I have all the ingredients before me. I'm going to share the ingredients with you. And then for the word for the day, my sister-in-law, Felicia, is going to share with you the word for the day. And the word for today is wait. All right? So we're going to move over now, and we're going to look at the ingredients, and I'll share that with you. And then we'll move to the stove. Hey, everybody. These are the ingredients. I got some onions. I did a half of an onion. I diced it up real fine. And then I also have garlic, minced garlic. I'm going to take this garlic and I'm going to put it in the skillet first with the onions, and then we're going to saute. I have a whole zucchini that is diced, a whole squash that is diced, and a bundle of asparagus. Now, amazingly, the asparagus is just going to be wonderful once it's sauteed and it goes in the frittata. We're doing a veggie frittata again. It's going to really enhance the flavor. And if you've never had it, don't knock it until you try it. It's going to really be wonderful. I have an entire package of Monterey Jack cheese and a cup of half and half that we're going to add to a dozen eggs that we have here as well. So next we need to move over to the skillet so that we can go ahead and saute the veggies first. We're going to saute the veggies first, season them up with just black pepper and a little bit of salt. That's all you need. And then we're going to put them in a preheated oven at 350 degrees. So let's move to the stove right now. Okay, we're over at the stove now. I took a half a stick of butter, melted it down already. And so we're going to take the onions along with the garlic. I'm going to take about 2 teaspoons full of the garlic and put it in here. We're going to saute the onions right quick. It's not going to be long. I'm going to take, I got a tablespoon now, so I'm just going to put a tablespoon of garlic in here. Yeah, garlic in here. I'm going to put some garlic in here. And I know you say, wow, you can smell the garlic. Now, that's the wonderful thing about cooking when you, the flavors, I love to smell the flavors in the food. Doesn't take long for me to do this because I'm going to add my veggies in with this. Now, I started out with a half a stick of butter, and I may have to add to it as I put the veggies in because they're going to absorb the butter that's in here. And I really want to make sure that they are sauteed down and that they are cooked enough so that they are a little crunchy but also edible and desirable as you are eating the frittata. So next we're going to move on and we're going to start putting the veggies in a little at a time. And because I can, I'm going to go ahead and just put them in just like this, a little at a time, and saute them down. Now what I'm going to do with these is to go ahead on and put my pepper and salt in there. Now I don't use a lot of salt, but my sister-in-law got salt in this kitchen. I use Adobe. I just want y'all to know that, okay? Did she got some Adobe?
Right there. Pull that out.
Right here?
Yes.
Oh my God! I am in good shape. I got some adobo in the kitchen. Oh, she's been using this too. Okay? I guess I rubbed off on her. We'll do some cracked pepper. This right here is wonderful. I have started using cracked pepper because the flavor is so intense. It really makes a difference. All right? So we're going to saute these down. Don't be afraid of them. And let them cook for a little bit. Okay? Because nothing worse than eating the frittata and they have not cooked. I'm going to go ahead and add the others in here as well. All of this is going in this frittata because I have a dozen. This is enough right here. I'm going to cook all of them, and I may not leave all of this in here because this is quite a bit, isn't it? When you're looking at it. And it's only one of each one of them. I've only used one of each one of them. All right. I'm hoping that that's enough garlic to go around and enhance this. And I can add to it. The wonderful thing about it, when you're in your kitchen and it doesn't look like it is the right amount that you put in, you can come back always and add to it. A lot of these recipes I have made myself. I didn't find this recipe anyplace at all. So it's my recipe, and then I can just add to it along the way. Let's turn this fire up a little bit on here so this can really start cooking. And I'm going to add about 1/4 more of butter in here. All right. It's a beautiful kitchen, everybody. Everything that you need is in the kitchen, and that's a wonderful thing when you're cooking, that you put everything right in front of you what you need. A non-stick pan that this is in. Once again, and we're going to set this in the oven. So we're going to just let this cook. I am going to taste it too along the way. That's a one you want to taste your food to make sure you got enough. Let's put all of this in here, and if I don't cook with all of it, at least it'll be cooked on the side, and it'll just be a veggie that we can add to another meal. Okay. That's important too. I still smell everything. Smells wonderful. Doesn't it look good? Presentation is everything. The color here, you got a little yellow in here and green in here, 2 types of green in here. Presentation is everything. Okay. This shouldn't take long. If you're doing this, I would say approximately maybe 15 minutes. You always prep your food before, dice up everything before, and then you're just about ready. So we're going to go ahead and let this cook down some. All right? And once it's cooked down, then we'll be back, and we'll be ready to prepare it to put the eggs in here and the cream in here as well while it's cooking here. And we'll be able to put it in the oven then. We'll be back in about 3 more minutes. We're getting ready to put the eggs in, you all. 12 eggs in this skillet. 12 eggs. I'm going to leave all the veggies in there. Yes, I am. I'm going to leave them all in here. Because it's all about the vegetables. It's a whole cup of half and half that we're putting in here. I'm going to take and add to this right here. Add to it about half of the package of the Monterey Jack cheese. Half the packet is there. Let's pour this down over here. You already got your seasoning in here already. You leave the fire on low if you're doing this. It covers up everything. It's going to be filled with veggies. Now I'm going to take this and stir this around in here so it's even. And what's going to happen with the eggs is that it's going to puff up some at the same time too. So I got cheese in here. And I'm going to add cheese to the top of here. And we're going to put this in the oven. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit more cheese inside of it. Let's put this package in here. Let's not be scared. Don't be scared of the cheese. Don't be scared of it. Put it on down in there. I'm going to let this sit on top of the stove here for about a minute because it's cooking on the bottom. That's important. Now, when it's halfway done in the oven, it's going to sit in the oven for about maybe 5 to 7 minutes. Then I'm going to top it with cheese, and I'm going to turn the oven on roast to melt the cheese on the top of this, and this will be done. Look at the edges. It's cooking around the edges. It's cooking on the bottom of here. You don't want it to remain on here because it will burn the bottom, and it's time now to put it in a preheated oven at 350 degrees. Let's put it in the oven. Hey P-Fam, we are back in the kitchen, and we pulled this out of the oven. I let it sit in the oven for approximately 10 minutes. Now I'm going to put it back in the oven again. I'm going to take the remainder of my cheese. I'm using Monterey Jack, and I'm going to cover the top of it now. This would be two packages of it, equivalent to 8 ounces, but I'm not going to use 8 ounces. I mean, it's 8 ounces we used once, maybe half of this, 4, so we're going to use about 12 ounces of this. We put some inside it, and now we're going to top it to brown it now because it's cooked. I'm going to put it back in the oven and bake for like 5 more minutes. In like 2 or 3 minutes, we're going to put it on the top and roast to brown this up a little bit. Look at that cheese on top of it. Could you imagine how this is going to taste? I know it. You're not here right now, but I'm going to tell you, though, when I get done. I'm going to share that with you. when I take a slice of this as well. All right. So let's put it back in the oven again. Hey, P fam, we are back, and my sister Felicia is going to provide us with the word for the day. Here she is.
Hey, how are you? Great, I hope. Our word for today is wait. The Bible tells us to wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he will strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. One of the hardest things it is for us is to wait. Just sit down right now, wherever you are, and just stay there 1 minute and see how hard, how antsy you get. When you're waiting, it means don't make a move. Stop, cease whatever you're doing. While you're waiting, let me encourage you to pray and to just rest in the Lord. Just take a time and rest. God is asking us to wait because we're in such a big hurry, and he needs to speak to us, and we are rushing and we don't hear him. And when he tells us to wait, he just wants to talk to us. So let me encourage you today. Wait. Cease from whatever you're doing. Stop. Just pray and rest and hear what God is saying. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he will strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. God bless you.
Hey, I pray that you were encouraged by the word today. Now let's go back to this meal, the final meal. We are going to go right now to this veggie frittata. Look at it. Look at how good it is. Now it did cook for approximately 30 minutes because it's a liquid, and we want to make sure that it's solid. Remember, once again, the cheese is inside it as well as on the outside. We let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we topped it. You don't want to put the cheese on immediately. You want to allow the frittata to cook, then put it on the top, and then let it brown. Approximately 30 minutes. We're going to slice it, and then we're going to show you what it really looks like in a slice of it as well. All right, we'll be right back one last time for the final presentation of this veggie frittata. Hey P fam, we are back with the final presentation. I have taken this veggie frittata and cut it and sliced it and topped it with a few green onions on here. And I tell you, I tasted some and it is wonderful. It's always awesome when you can taste your own food and say, wow, what a great job that I did. I didn't expect it to taste this great, but I want you to know that it's awesome. Thanks to my sisters in the kitchen with me today. Thanks to Felicia for sharing the word of the day, wait in the kitchen. And once again, this is the final presentation of the veggie frittata. It is filled with zucchini, squash, and asparagus, and some sliced onions. All right? Well, I want you to remember to like, share, subscribe. Always like, share, and subscribe. All right, everybody. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye. Bye.
All right. Over and out. Until next week, everybody.